This is Low Moon Outsiders, and the story continues.
It's a great idea. Except I can't eat chicken. Is that chicken-free chicken? I can have chicken-free chicken. Chicken doesn't have chicken in it.
I would probably.
Breaded non-chicken. I can have breaded
Probably not
non-chicken.
worth the amount of money.
Breaded not chicken.
How much was that bowl of mac and cheese?
It's like $6 each.
I mean, that's the way it is, but it's also the way it is when you eat out now. It's just it's like that everywhere.
Probably like $9.
Golden Corral.
Okay, so a couple things. So one, the paper's going around. I think the only person left that hasn't filled it out then is Caitlin, and Aaron can help you with any questions because Aaron's already had done his. You have a pencil there, right? So the purpose of that is I'm going to have it on the inside of the screen. So if I need to check something, if I need like a wisdom check that you're unaware, or whatever, I can have that right there. And I'm making one for each of the different sections, so I'll just have the one in front that I need. And so it's kind of a fun thing. Although I can
Andy, if somebody's not here too.
see that I'll have to, it's kind of shadowed over here. Okay, let's do this.
Turn on the rest of the lights.
Smells like me hungry.
What did you say?
I did bring pizza rolls.
That's not. Okay. Also, we're going to do a brief devotional. Should take no more than a minute or 3 at the most. I find my spot here, which we're trying to do each session now. So this is devotional 2. If you have already heard this in one of your Christian Games groups, bear with me. James 2:22 says, "You see that faith was working with his works, and as a result of the works, faith was perfected." The two go hand to hand so much so that at the end of the same chapter, James says, "Faith without works is dead." I remember my 6th grade biology lesson. We talked about the factors that make an organism alive. So too, faith just naturally must have its outflow of affecting our daily existence in life, or it is debatable in reality. Just as a man who is good needs more than sentiment or best wishes, and as great predecessors in the faith are called out for their actions arising out of their faith, so too must we allow that open channel of faith to do more than just inform us. Its presence should reform us and allow for his presence, which brings about rebirth, and rebirth changes literally everything. Based on the parameters of your faith, are there things you are doing because you believe? Or are there things that you should be doing that you're not? Are there things that you should let go because letting them go will demonstrate to others, yourself, or God that you do believe? It's not a contest or a thing to prove per se, but your faith must affect your choices, or it's just fanciful thinking, not actually faith. Don't just learn to talk the talk, learn to walk the walk, which is a natural outflow of what you know to be true. That is devotion number 2, if anyone's keeping track. So, I don't think anyone is going to get to 3 this month, because there's only the max of 2 sessions in the games that I'm running. So unless somebody was running 3, I'll have to get there. Okay, let's make sure this is not too loud. Oh, that's not bad at all. Okay. All right. So the recorder is started. A recap. Keep you up here. Okay. I have laid the miniatures out via the picture that I took last time. Oh, I've got some people. Someone got them mixed up. Ooh, must have pushed the ongoing sound explosions effect. There we go. All right. Do I have everybody here? I have Astard, I have Herrick, I have Chloe, I have Chairon, and I have Lucas. That is it, correct? Yes, we don't have any
level
NPCs.
fighter tackle is 14.
15. It's 21 minus their level. And that's all it's looking for is the base tackle. You don't have to have anything calculated into it, really.
So she's training for 7. Do you want her to put 7 for level or
6 is fine until we get there. Until we get the training completed. God forbid something terrible could happen. you are on a night of one battle after another and didn't get to heal. Okay, speaking of which, I was recapping. So the party left the scene of the first sacrifice, where they also spoke with the Ivy, and Herrick promised the Ivy that the party would do everything in their power to stop all the sacrifices and save the village at the center of the whole mess. You know that there are sacrifices all the way kind of like around the outside, and that those sacrifices preface a large attack that will theoretically happen tomorrow morning. And if the sacrifices were stopped, then the attack theoretically would not happen. Whether or not that's true, don't really know. That was the opinion of the ivy, and it is a plant. So it seems like a very wise plant, though. So the party left scene 1, went counterclockwise to what, by their calculations, was the nearest next location. At one point in time, you were traveling through a cornfield with no corn, but the stalks were still standing. And the moon was out at 3/4, and the canopy was low, and it was pretty bright. And at that moment in time, you were attacked, ambushed, essentially, by hobgoblins. And the party destroyed them, but one of the archers got away. And he was headed in the direction which you knew, like you were going to cross the cornfield, go over a rise to the right, basically turn westward and go over a rise, and the location should be there. And you were using the rise to be between you and the location so they wouldn't see your approach. And when he ran, Lucas rode him down. He did not make it to camp to alert them, and Lucas killed him some 50 yards away from the scene of the sacrifice. Mind you, they are chanting, there is a burning fire, there may be substance abuse, that kind of thing going on. The party hurried to catch up to Lucas. Lucas and Chairon were mounted at whence last we broke, and planning on, I think, trying to stay that way during the combat, or at least the initial phases of the combat. But you had not set an actual strategy of like what was going to happen. There are a couple of pieces of that seem natural, that seem to flow naturally. Like Asturd doesn't seem to chomp at the bit to charge into melee if he doesn't have to, and Clume does seem to go into melee, and Herrick seems to cover Asturd. That's kind of the unspoken tactics that you've been using so far. So as you've moved, you're just beyond the rise. The edge of the rise is about 50 yards from the fire, about 45 or so yards from the nearest targets. And what you have are, these are hobgoblins. They are not goblins. I know the miniatures look a little small. And then there are 2 that are for sure different. There is a shaman here who is quite obviously involved in some kind of an incantation, chanting, stomping, that kind of thing. And then there is a large champion-looking hobgoblin. He's probably near 7 foot tall, and very muscular, and has a large axe there. And then there is another, could be a shaman. He's a smallish for a hobgoblin and kind of robed in the middle between the 2 human sacrifices. These look like humans. They do not look armed or armored, and you can't really tell male or female. Can't really tell male or female or anything like that. The number of miniatures on the battlefield is correct to the number of hobgoblins, but notice that they're mostly goblin miniatures, so I just didn't have enough hobgoblins to make it work. So, okay. And so as we begin, do be aware you're probably wounded, and you have not had healing or magical healing since the ambush.
Do you know how much damage I took?
Well, I think it's even the first combat.
So you did it after the first combat. They did it after the first combat. You weren't there?
Me?
Yeah. We were playing the character, I'm pretty sure.
No, we both missed that.
Killing me, dude. Okay. So this is why my paper will help me massively. Okay. So, okay. It's not your fault. Stuff happens.
You were sick, you had the flu.
Okay, so after healing, after the first combat, you were down like 3. And Clume was down like 5. That was after healing. During the ambush, I think each of you were hit like 1 time, so it'd be like 8. So just call it 8. You're both down 8 from wherever you had yourself on your sheet.
I'm down a lot. They hit me a lot.
They were targeting you heavily. Yes, they were targeting him heavily. Okay. So since the ambush, natural healing has not been done. Magical healing has not been done, right? So Lucas had gone on ahead, and the party has just caught up to him. So we're picking up from like, you're just collected at the rise. Now, you had, I think it was Lucas actually dismounted, left the horse for a minute, walked up the rise and looked, I'm pretty sure. And then as you came back to your horse, that's when everybody met up with you. So, you know that the distance to the nearest is about 45 yards. The nearest opponents are about 45 yards. You know that there are in the neighborhood of 12 to 15, probably 15 hobgoblins total. Most of them seem to be melee weaponry, not bows and such. So there might be a couple that do have bows, but most of them seem like they're melee weaponry. And they did not hear, nor did they respond in any way to your killing the last hobgoblin who had fled up here.
Okay, so nothing is stopping us from just healing right now.
In theory, although being this close, they could send somebody out, somebody could come through, there could be probably are other hobgoblins in the area. So if you stayed, 5-10 minutes and did stuff, it could get to be
I should start rolling these.
risky.
I'd say a couple of minutes, but in particular,
It's definitely wise to.
Also, do remember that when he does his healing, both forms, there is a glow to it. So, you'd probably want to cover it as
Throw
best
like
you
a
could.
blanket.
Yeah, somebody would hold a blanket, at least in the direction of the
Let's make
camp.
a pillow for it, guys.
Hold my cloak up.
Then we can do our healing.
Sir,
yes.
keep your eyes up. Keep the horses quiet. If you see any hobgoblins outside of the camp, shut them up. We're only going to be a couple minutes.
Okay.
Eric, do you feel okay? Are you wounded?
I'm not great, but I'll stay out of the melee this time.
For the moment, keep an eye on the camp.
Attempted healing on Lucas.
Okay, go ahead.
8 on the roll. 12, 13, 16
My plan
points.
is to be your shadow wizard, so
You're relatively wounded still.
I'm
just in
down
case any more can jump out of the woodwork this time.
roughly 1.
8.
You can hear the fire and the
11
chanting
points.
from where you are.
I'll give you
76 of 87.
6 points of
Yeah,
whammy
fire.
as well.
Okay. I'm feeling much better now. If anyone else that's getting in melee combat is wounded, we can probably spare the second minute.
I'm down.
It's been 2 so far. Took you a minute to organize and get in position.
Clune would love some. Down. That's 24 points of breath weapon.
It's true.
It's not important, but.
Is Harry pretty injured, or?
I'm about a third
Oh.
now, so like 20
Dan,
some
did you
points,
use my
but
breath weapon last
You
time?
definitely, she definitely used them. I know for a fact.
we can worry about it after
Yes.
the fight,
So,
I didn't think about that.
as long as I don't get into melee.
30 total. 10, 10, and then 10 in the ambush.
Harry gets 17 points back.
Thank you.
And you've got potentially
Everybody's back.
4 more.
I did damage.
1, 2, 4 more scenes of sacrifice to stop yet
Yeah.
today.
So
So,
that's all of
yeah,
our
tonight.
heavily injured people, I think. So I'm ready.
I'm also ready.
Okay,
I'm
checking
sorry.
real quick to make sure that they have not detected you or otherwise somebody came into view. Ricky, roll a d20 if you would. The camp. What's that? Okay. other hobgoblins that might be in the area.
Spearman's great, if only it were ranged.
Wait. Ever seen that clip? The background spider.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
I also like the gong. You guys get first. What did you Have you seen where she's the biggest fan in Spain? He's like, what?
Interested in giving financially to Low Moon and support the campaign? Text LMGIVE, that's LMGIVE, to 419-419-0095.
okay, so we've got the three of them kind of huddled together. You are more over toward a stirred, I take it, because you're interacting.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens is, here's the rise, you cannot see them, they can't see you. So on horseback, you'd have to go up the rise a little bit to see into the camp, but you'd be like sticking out like a sore thumb. So you got off your horse here, went up the rise, looked down in, came back down to here so you can't see them. You can see the yellowish light on the trees in the background from the fire. You can hear the chant, you can hear the fire burning, that kind of thing. Okay? And then as the two of you are doing what you are doing, a stirred sees a low-lying form, looks like a large dog, basically, come over the rise about this angle. You've not seen him previously, so you don't know that he's from the camp for sure. Although you might think that's a possibility. Okay. He immediately locks on the group and charges in your direction. Okay.
He has a buddy?
No. This is his replacement.
Like a shadow?
No, it's just you can't see him clearly because he's low to the ground. It's nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably about 11 o'clock at night, something like that. The moon is in the sky, the stars are out, so it's not dark outside, but you just see a low, the shadow form, if you will, of the dog come over the rise, and you can see his eyes. You know it's a dog. And then as soon as he comes over, he sees you and he starts to charge that way. It's probably 40 yards when he comes into view.
It's not barking.
Does it make? Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
What?
I was gonna ask if it makes some kind of barking or anything to alert.
No, he's not barking yet.
See his eyes, which means it's a good thing to know.
What do you do? At 40 yards, hasn't started barking yet, but he definitely has noticed and feared. Like he came over the rise like on this kind of angle, but then as soon as he saw the party, he turned and heading that way.
Can I cold shot it?
You can, if you get the shot off in time. It'll be when he's really close because he's coming pretty fast.
I want to shoot it and it starts barking more if I just don't recognize it at all.
Okay, so you could begin to call shot, like take aim, and then as he gets closer, if you don't recognize it, or if he starts to bark, just go ahead and fire normally.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do that, that's fine. Okay, so roll a d6, see how fast you're tracking on him. Okay, so he's about here. As he reaches that spot, two hobgoblins cross the rise at about the same spot, so about 40 yards away. And they are on the same track as the dog. One of them has a bow, one of them has a spear. Okay. And he is then at about 20 yards, which puts you at point blank range. And he does begin to bark and growl. Okay. So you're entitled to up to 3 shots. You will not get all 3 shots if you wait after each shot to see whether he dies. So, and the 2 hobgoblins are at 40 yards, but before you would have a chance to shoot them, like if you don't put all 3 shots on the dog, for example, you would have a
How far
chance
into the
to-
process was this? Is that after he
This was during the 2nd minute. So basically, as soon as he does what he's going to do here, you guys are free to do whatever.
And we had
From
already.
the time he topped the rise to the time he's at 20 yards is like 4 seconds.
So we had already discussed a plan as far as attacking the camp at the end of the last session.
Just generically, that you had talked about you were attacking, but you hadn't said who was going to do what. But every combat you've been in has kind of unfolded the same way. The 3 warriors go into combat, the archer cover fires, and Herrick covers the archer. That's what you've been doing.
I don't know if you considered it in character or not, but Luke has laid out a very detailed plan as to who was going to do what at the end of the last session.
Okay, you really didn't have time to discuss it with them at the end of last session because they were just meeting up with you. So you might have the plan, but
That's not
you could give orders
Okay.
like, go do this, go do that, go do that. But at this point, you've got the whole thing is changing probably anyway. Those 2 guards came over the rise. If they came from the camp, which seems likely, as soon as fighting starts here, unless it can be a kind of how the dog is barking now, or just he's barked once so far. So, all right. So anyway, how many times are you shooting the dog? That's what we need to know first.
3.
You're going to shoot him 3 times. Okay. So roll 3 to hits.
17, 19, 3.
17 and 19 are both a hit. The 3 is a miss. Okay. So it's D6 plus 2 times 2 plus your bow.
1 and 3.
Okay. So both are plus 2. So just add them together. So that's 4. Plus 4 makes 8. Times 2 makes 16. And the bow is plus 2, correct? So that's another 4. So it's 20. Okay. So he basically skids to a halt, badly perforated, right in front of you.
And take another aim at the guards coming this way before they get the
Okay. All right. So at that point in time,
We hear the bow fire.
you're just finishing healing on Clume. Okay. And you were holding up the cloak so that it wouldn't be seen from the camp. The light wouldn't be seen. Okay. So you guys are done.
Oh, I did not heal Plume. I healed Herrick.
Oh, you did Herrick instead of Clume?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I was down 21.
Herrick looked much worse off.
Okay. So we're going to go to a normal round. No one is surprised.
Sweet. Huge benefit. Time for rocks. Rocks.
Rock and roll.
Right there. Rolling rocks. Who's your rolling gear? I don't know what it's from. I assume it's from like some old crap saying or something.
I've heard them referred to as math rocks.
Rolling math rocks today.
Roll and head. Track.
Okay. So we are in missile fire. And it's missile fire 9. 8. A lot of beats. 7. 6.
Me.
You're in Misfire 6? Okay. So you've got 2 Hobgoblin targets. Neither one of them has acted in missile fire yet. The guy on the right has a bow. It looks like a composite bow. It looks fairly well crafted. In other words, he looks a little dangerous. The guy on the left has a spear.
Shoot the bow.
Okay, you can take one shot, and then he'll get one shot. It'll go back and forth. You did not double his missile fire initiative.
Cool.
That's going to hit. So he'll be considered point blank, and so will you, for that matter,
So it's
if he survives long enough.
whole camp aware now? For sure.
Not for sure. The dog barked for maybe like 5 seconds, 8 seconds, and now there's been bow shots. They're not like crying out battle cries or anything really loud and obnoxious yet. Mind you, we're in missile fire. That's part of why that is. So
Yeah, they don't want to interrupt the ritual.
you rolled a 1. Okay. So 1 plus 2 times 2 is 6. Plus 2 for the bow is 8. Okay. So the arrow hits him, not terribly devastating, and then he returns fire. Okay, so he is going to target you. All right. And your AC 5. You hit exactly. For 8 points of damage. Okay, and then you have your second shot.
Okay.
Hit.
5.
5 plus 2 is 7, times 2 is 14, plus 2 is 16. Okay, he goes down. He takes the arrow and flies. It hits him. He tries to kind of turn out of the way. It hits him in the muscle. It goes out the side, and then he's spun to the ground behind him. Means he does not get his second shot. Okay. Then in the next missile fire action is this guy is throwing his spear. He is going to target a stirred because you just killed his friend. He will hit. Max damage, 8 points. Max damage, 8 points. Okay. All right, we're now in melee. 9, 8, 7, 6.
6.
So Lucas will immediately move to mount the horse, seeing that Mr. has engaged.
Okay.
And he'll say, roll out your names.
Remember, if you yell loudly, then it's more likely that you'll be heard from the camp. So,
Eric and Clune, secure the sacrifices.
okay.
Take the right flank, and then he'll spur his horse.
Basically,
And take the spear.
Okay. So first of all, roll percentile dice as you're attempting to vault into the saddle with no delay, so you can move with no delay.
No problem.
Okay. And then you're.
I'm assuming 67 is no problem unless I
Yep,
get
you rein the horse around, and I assume you're headed that way up the rise then? Okay, there is a 4-foot drop at the edge of the rise that will necessitate another ride check. No negative.
Oh, 2.
Nicely done. Okay, his horse vaults the rise, and pretty quickly he's disappearing. Okay? We'll check for surprise for the camp in a moment. That was initiative what? 6?
Yes. Clune
Plume
still
is
has
also in 6.
Okay. And you're doing what?
Lucas shouted for Plume and Herrick to
Secure the
sacrifices. These are the 2 human sacrifices
You
that
get to the people all the way on the other side of all the hobgoblins.
he did say take the right flank. He's going to
he
try
was
to lure
pointing
the
at
combat that way,
Chiron.
so you could go that
He
way.
was acknowledging Chairon.
Oh,
but
oh,
he was
okay.
flank.
He was telling Chiron.
My bad. Sorry.
Plume was paying attention.
He's taking the left flank.
Okay.
Kloom will look at Herrick and yell, "We have to get to the sacrifices. Let's go," and then go the right flank.
You gotta go this way?
Yep.
Okay, so you run up over the rise. So you started in 6. You're at the rise in 5. And we'll stop you there, and I'll give you a description once we get there as far as if they've moved at all. Okay? And then, so any other 6s? Okay, so now we're in melee 5. Any 5s? Okay, so in 5, you top the rise. You have actually leapt onto the downside of the rise and are headed this way. I take it you were trying to use the lance?
Yes.
Okay. So roll a d20 dex check just to shift the lance as you vaulted into the saddle and vaulted over the rise.
Just failed. 11 on a 10.
Okay. So as you come over, at this point, the lance is not seated.
Okay.
So for you to be able to just like charge into their midst and use it is not really an option. You'd have to rein up, temporarily get the lance seated and then charge. You're about 30 yards. You have enough room to get up to speed after doing that, but it's going to delay you by about 3 counts, which means you'd probably be lancing at the end of the round. As the 2 of you are there in 5, you can see that virtually nothing has changed in the camp except that the war dog and the 2 guards that were here came out, probably just caught wind of something or were expecting something that didn't happen or going to the bathroom or who knows what.
He'll hold to seat the lance.
Okay, so you basically rein up on the horse and pull his head up, and he rears up on his rear legs, and you throw the lance up and get it seated in your arm. So you're going to make a ride check. This one is at minus 10%.
45.
No problem. Okay, so you'll be able to essentially strike with the lance at the end of the round. So you can charge forward, and then at the end of the round,
Since he's now in open field, he'll give a battle cry.
Okay.
And make it seem like it was on purpose.
Yeah. As you rise up with the lance. Okay. All right. So we're in 5. What's your plan? You need to charge around this way?
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 puts you about halfway there. Okay. Any other 5s? 4s.
Yes.
4.
Go ahead.
Alright, I will also vault into my saddle.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Harry. Okay. Roll vaulting into the saddle. Roll ride check.
97.
Okay. So you vault into the saddle. You wind up on the horse, but you're not firmly seated, which basically means it takes you 3 segments to get moving.
Okay.
Okay, so all vaulting does for you is you're allowed to get moving in the same motion.
Yeah.
So you failed the check, so you're going to go down 3. So
Start drawing weapon during this time?
initiative
still,
1, you'll start going. What's that?
I can't draw a weapon while I'm not in horse.
No, you're
very practical.
getting your feet in the stirrups and shifting yourself. So,
Okay.
all right. So you'll begin to charge forward in 1. Any other 4s?
Yes, and I'm following Kloom over the hill.
Okay. All right. So you top the hill or drop down in 3, you see that the camp is just beginning to react. So the camp is reacting in 4. They are not surprised. Okay. So the hobgoblins here who have melee weapons are maneuvering. In fact, they will meet Kloom probably here is what's going to actually happen.
We're like down in a valley, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a deep valley. It's about 4 feet. Slopes down. So from like where the fire is to where the rise is probably more like about 15 feet. But the rise is a rise. So this is like the land that's over here rises up to the lip, and then it drops 4 feet and then shallow down into the gully. And this area in here is stone, and this fire is probably 5-6 feet across. And then the back here is like a thicket. It's a wall of trees and wood. They're tightly woven, and then you can see between that there's earth behind it. So there's some kind of a ridge back there. Okay. This was previously referred to as like a bowl.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
So there's a lip here and a lip back there that's probably 10, 12 feet high. Okay. So in 3, assuming you're willing to continue your path, you're going to run into them as they're going to cut you off.
We got to do this a couple more times.
All right. So also in 4.
Not too bad.
4 more times.
Okay, he's going to charge over. Okay, so there is a hobgoblin that is going to engage you in melee, Arden. As you're charging down, he's going to come at your right side.
Okay. That was an unwise decision.
Well, I mean, you're gonna ride past him is what's gonna happen, but he's gonna get a swat at you, assuming you're gonna.
Well, I guess that's a good
down there.
decision then, because I can't really shield parry him.
Right. And he will hit. Your ride check. He's hitting for 5 points of damage.
Problem? Flat 30.
Okay.
So
So your ride check is down 5 for the round right now. 5 for the remainder of the round. Okay.
91. Yours should be 92.
I'm just making sure I updated it.
I mean, you can just write down there, it's 85 plus your level, and then you always know. Okay.
Takes too long.
Okay. So assuming you were following the same path, you're going to be intersected by one hobgoblin about there. If you want to divert out around, you can kind of play chase with him a little bit, and he may leave you and go elsewhere. If he doesn't, he would just stop you out here instead of there.
Yeah, I'll pull him a little more to the side.
Okay, so you can be like, all right, so just give me a dex check.
8 by 10.
Okay, so you arrive here. You have outdistanced him. If you choose, you could basically go that way. However, he is trying to follow you. It would leave him on Clume's back. You could go back to back with Clume essentially to stop him from being on anybody's back. He'd almost certainly take the opportunity to attack her from behind.
So I won't let that happen.
All right, so basically you're going to do this. Okay. All right, so that was 3. We're actually there now, right? Okay. All right. The guy who threw his spear at a stirred is charging. Are you catching this, Ricky? He is charging you. You can drop the bow and have a hand axe in each hand when he arrives if you choose. And the bow would just be on the ground at your feet. That is what he's doing. He's coming at you with.
How close?
He will arrive in 2.
By the time I draw him over there.
Yeah, before that. Before you keep. Okay. And then if you draw the hand axes, then it'll be the 2 of you are going to have a melee round. Basically, is what's going to happen. All right. So then you're going to face off with him. Look at cool ranger with hand axes, Mini. That's what we need on Hero. They call that
Hero Forge.
Hero Forge. Yeah. Design one of those. You have initiative.
No,
You did not hit him at all. You killed the other guy. You did not hit him. So you have initiative.
Nobody hit him on the way out?
Nope.
He was back in
He only
the...
fired 2 shots though.
I did.
He only got 2 shots because he got 3 shots last round.
Oh, gotcha. I wasn't sure if he was 3 for 1.
No, it was 2 for 1. Okay, so anyway, so you have hand axes. You have initiative. You go first.
Hit him a lot.
Die.
Or at least once.
D20 to roll to hit first. You got to hit first before you can roll the damage dice.
Okay, twice or just once?
Roll 1, then he's going to go 1, then you're going to go 1, then he's going to go 1 back.
18.
That's a hit.
How long you been doing this for?
A long
D6.
time, and I forget every time. You roll a 5.
Okay, so you rolled a 5. Strength is
18.
18 what? Or what's the bonus for damage? Well, I have it on my paper probably.
What's the damage? Plus 3.
Okay. So that's 8 points of damage. The hand axe is not special or anything, right? Okay, so he is still there. He retaliates with a hand axe. He'll miss. Your turn.
20.
Hit. Hot on the dice.
1.
Roll a 1. Not so hot on the damage dice. Okay. So that's 12 total. He is still there. He hit back this time for 1 point. So he is engaging you, which means you cannot switch back to the bow yet. He is significantly wounded, however. So this round you're going to roll initiative, and you and him are going to duke it out again.
Initiative?
Yeah, not quite yet, though. We'll let them finish up first. Okay. So we're in initiative 2. All right. So we've got 2 exchanges taking place here. We've got Clume versus 2 hobgoblins, and we've got Herrick versus 1. What was your initial initiative?
Initial was 4.
Was 4. Okay, so you're simultaneous with your hobgoblin. He has a club, and then you have initiative before they go.
I'll let him go first because I'm going to try and let him run under my spear.
Okay. So dex check at half. Basically, you're running, turning around, and trying to set it real quick.
No.
Okay, so you've got the spear. It will not be set. Okay. And he will hit you for 3 points. Okay. Clume, what's your tactic here?
I will do 1 dagger to each.
Okay.
Left hand and right hand accordingly. Left hand 8 plus 3.
Okay, it's gonna hit.
And then right hand 5.
Just compare it to your Echo and subtract the difference, and that's the AC.
Okay, so that would be hits AC 5.
Yes.
Okay, and that's hits AC 8.
Or take the difference.
Is it worse? Is it 5 instead of an 8?
It's 5, yeah.
It's miss.
Okay,
Yeah.
well
The
then-
8 was exact, actually. They're AC 5.
Okay.
Okay. So, yep. The dagger is D4.
And I'll do 15 rough weapon.
Okay.
Do I have to declare that before I
You should
hit?
declare it, but so if you miss, you just don't do it. But you should declare how much you're going to do before you hit or don't
I
hit.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was 15 either way, but...
It's a D4. They're small. They're medium, so it's a
that's
D4.
a D6. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
1.
That's a very funny D4.
Plus
Is it a D4?
3. Yeah. It just
How does it do 4?
It's curved, so it rolls to a certain side.
But wouldn't that be 3? Oh no, it does have 4.
Four.
Oh, okay, I see it. Oh, that's
So-
weird.
4 on the dice and 15 rough
D6
weapon.
with 2 curves.
Okay, he goes down, so he will not be attacking you back.
That was left in.
Yep.
If it matters to you.
Okay,
Nice.
go ahead.
40.
That's a hit. Damage. Okay. The other guy also hit you. For 3. 6 points. He's still there.
7. Sorry, 7.
Okay.
It's a magical spear.
Quite a melee going on now.
Let's set my spear.
No, come on.
If you don't want to miss any of the story, Low Moon Origins, Uprising, or Outsiders, like and follow our podcast. Please share it with friends.
So is that everybody there? You did 7, right?
Yep.
Okay. And you killed one guy, missed the other guy. All right. Yes. So we go to 1. You ride over the hill.
So I'm
You do not have a lance, correct?
correct. I'm drawing my sword,
Okay.
and I'm gonna ride around to the right. Yes. And as I start to ride, I'll shout out, "The star, try to keep the shaman from casting."
Busy.
Yeah, you look at a stirred and realize he's busy at the moment.
I'm sure
but
he'll get unbusy eventually.
Yes, he will. Yes. Okay. All right.
It's about to be forced.
Everybody wants to go with the bow to do stuff.
Okay, so roll a dex
Guys,
check.
I'm supposed to keep him out of melees down in the center.
Aaron, roll a dex check.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'd be up shooting these guys. It's a failure in tactics.
12.
And your dex is
16.
okay. All right. So your sword will be available anytime after initiative 5 of this coming round.
Okay.
Assuming you were going to the longsword.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking in Sturge's direction. I might go up
And you're probably going to get. Well, I mean, if you ride down, there's no one to stop you at the moment. There is a warrior here. This guy has a bow, so he's probably going to shoot, not attacking melee.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
And you can just ride the horse into him. It is a war horse, so you could just ride into him. Of course, he also is probably going to try to get out of the way. If the horse doesn't successfully hit him, then it won't. Then he'll be able to get clear to still fire. So, what is your riding course?
Yeah, I'll ride slightly to the right, try and stay out of the warrior's arm's reach, and ride into the archery.
Like that?
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
So, at the end of the round, you will be arriving there. The horse has, he's not going to bite, so he's got 2 hoofs. And I'll let you roll them both.
Okay. 15 and 11.
Okay. The 15 is a hit. The 11 is probably a miss, but I'm going to check that.
Of course, needs to take some fighter levels.
No, it is a hit exactly. Needs an
nice.
11 to AC 5. Okay.
You're telling me.
So both hit. They are D4 plus 1.
No, I said the horse needs to take some fighter levels.
Horse.
How much is it?
D4 plus 1. Nice.
9.
Okay. So basically the horse rides him down. He's probably not dead, unless, hold on. Yeah, so he falls into the fire. The horse basically hit him with both hooves, and he spins out of the way and into the fire and does not come back up.
What kinds of weapons do their warriors have?
Spear, club, hand axe.
Get my hand on one of the spears and use it as a lance.
Yeah, it'll be a pretty light lance unless it's at least 8 or 9 feet long.
But if it would count for my training, that's all that matters.
That would probably happen. Okay. What have I missed? All right. So let's see. I'm making sure I got my responses. Bowmen are not looking. Those guys are blocking the way. The champion's not coming out yet. The shaman is still going to try to continue the ritual.
They have spears and what else?
Spears, clubs, and hand axes. Okay. Okay. The guy in the middle who could possibly be a shaman raises a hand, and there's light that comes from the end of his hand.
It's a shaman.
And you think he's a shaman or something like it. The light arcs off toward Chairon.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And it shines a purplish hue on your shield, the side of your head, your shoulder, and you need to make a saving throw versus spell.
Is it an evil spell?
No.
You already get +2 to your saves. What do you want?
Another +2? This is gonna be close. Where am I saving that? Oh, here they are.
Oh, I have it here.
Do I have any weapon, or not weapons? Magic rings.
This looks like your save versus spell is 11.
Yeah, I think I failed.
By a lot.
By 2.
Okay. Roll percentile dice.
100.
Nice. Okay. That's a pretty impressive percentile dice roll. Okay.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Probably not good.
All right. So immediately there is no notable effect. Okay.
Okay.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
And then we'll go to
Normally I would think disease, but
new round. Missile fire is only them unless there's something I'm not seeing here.
Lucas get to continue his charge.
Oh yeah, I should have checked.
Oh, that's right. You're attacking with lance. All right. So there are 2 guys that are blocking your way to the champion. You may lance either of them if you wish.
Did he not kill that first
I
guy?
mean, the goal is to land.
He didn't.
No,
The guy
he ran
attacked him
up.
on the way by.
Multiple of them?
So if you take the guy on the left, and it goes particularly well, you might be able to also lance the guy that's back here with the bow, who's going to be shooting in missile fire, or shooting somebody in missile fire. If you take the guy on the right, you might be able to get back here to the hero afterwards, or if you get forced out to the right, there's a bowman here. You're trying to get 2 targets.
So I will go
Yeah,
for the
this
guy
is the champion.
on the right side.
Okay, so going for the guy on
And
the
I can
right.
shield parry the guy on my left.
I thought it was
That makes
just a
perfect
you were
sense.
saying. I didn't know he's a real champion.
Sorry, I described him as being a particularly large hobgoblin with an axe.
That's okay.
Roll a
Okay.
16.
All right, so that is definitely going to hit.
Do you need me to roll the damage?
Yeah, because you could roll a 1, which doesn't times out greatly.
Okay, so it's a D6.
You get a multiplier on your normal damage.
I'm charging.
Times 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
I rolled a 2.
Lance.
yeah, lance. Okay.
It's gonna be a lot of damage. Hobgoblins are considered. Oh, that doesn't matter.
What's your strength?
D4.
+7.
So
Plus
9
level is
plus your
6.
level, so 15 times 2.
30. +1 from the lance, 32.
32. Okay. So roll save versus normal blow for the lance to see if it is broken.
18.
It is not. Roll a ride check now at -37.
22.
Made it. Okay. So he is very clearly and obviously dead. So even odd. So no part of him is actually on the lance. Okay, so but his body is mostly slung aside. I thought there was one on here. It'd be really cool if there was.
Can I guess? I'm pretty sure I have a magic item that I know what it does. Can I guess that at some point? Is that how that works? Guess what? A magic item that I think I know what it does.
Pretty much.
I'm not gonna do it right now.
Okay. So you are currently still mounted, still moving, and you have the lance still seated, and you killed the one guy.
Okay.
All right. So on a 1 to 4, you'll be able to go straight enough to still be hitting the champion, you won't hit him until next round's initiative, but you'll be able to hit him. On a 5 or a 6, you're diverted to the right, which is in the direction of the bowman, the hostages, and the shaman.
Okay. Great.
Okay, so you are headed toward the champion. So whatever your initiative is next round, you would be able to theoretically hit him with the lance one segment after your initiative.
Okay.
-1, because you have to move the distance. Okay? And there are those who are going to try to attack you. Because you moved. melee with that guy. He missed badly. Okay. This guy wraps, and he's not going to attack you, but he's going to attack the horse.
He caught me?
You didn't go that far. You didn't go that far.
I'm charging on horseback.
Well, I understand. But he's not
You're not moving at the
slow.
speed
You're
of
not
horse.
moving the speed that horses can go.
Okay.
You just hit a guy with the lance. There's a moment of time. It's not like you go through him at 30 mile an hour and just keep like he doesn't exist.
I know, but it just, the physics don't make sense to me, because he ran up to me to attack me last round, wheeled and caught up to my horse.
First of all, it's the same round.
Okay,
This is like 2 or 3 segments later. So he didn't get a free hack as you disengaged with him. Instead, he just followed up on you. He's attacking the horse as you ride by.
Okay.
So anyway, he missed, so it doesn't matter. Bottom line is, you would have to be, under those circumstances, you'd have to be like 50% faster than him, and their movement rate is pretty high. So in order for him not to be able to do anything versus you and the horse, if you didn't parry him, you didn't interact with him at all. He just struck at you, and he didn't penetrate your armor, and then he continued to follow you and the horse as best he could and attack, which he missed. Okay. I think we're in missile fire now. All right, missile fire 9. Did you roll initiative this round? It's coming.
I'm not in this.
I know. But did you roll initiative? Okay.
I did too.
All right.
Let's keep it track.
Slow firing bowman. That's the guy on Ricky. Shaman. Possible shaman. Hero. Okay. Oh, melee guys. Alright. So we're in misfire 9, 8, 7, 6. This is missile fire 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're bowman fire. Okay.
Druid spells?
No.
Not in this. Why not?
Okay.
Maybe you want to do something. I gotta say, this is the longest 40-foot horse charge I've ever seen.
There's a lot going on at other places.
I mean, like,
It's not 40 foot, it's 40 yards, but anyway.
he's not on the horse in 4. Or 6. That's true. Well, and then you had to stop and ready your spear. Well, yeah.
Spent 18 seconds getting the horse under control and getting the spear in
It's
there.
no longer than that because we went past where we should have been and then went back.
Anyway, bow fire on Lucas. Both of those bowmen are targeting you. This is a new round, so your ride roll has reset. Over a missile fire. Okay? First guy fires at you twice and missed both times. Second guy fires at you twice and hit both times. That was pretty tripping. Okay. First guy does 12. Our first arrow does 12. And second arrow does 10.
Okay, they're specialized bowmen apparently.
Yes, they are. As is often the case when you see if you see a hobgoblin that has a composite bow, that generally means they're specialized bowmen. That's why hobgoblins are so dangerous. Okay. Ride roll twice. Once with minus 12, once with minus 22.
First one's fine, second one's a 44.
Okay, so you're fine. Let's see,
Exactly.
that is all the missile fire. We are now in melee. Melee 9. Melee 8. Melee 7. Okay. Melee 7, the champion is moving. Melee 6.
Oh, we we are completely slow this round.
Yep. I even have regular hobgoblins that are going faster than y'all. Okay.
Definitely faster than me.
Okay. Hobgoblin on Clume. Missed. You may return fire. Are you putting both of your attacks on him?
I'll do.
If you put both of your attacks on him, you could put the breath weapon on the second one.
If she gets 2 attacks in a round,
Or you could put one attack on him and then put the breath weapon on the first one and then...
Well, I also get my 3 for 2 this.
Oh, right. So actually this round you get
4 attacks.
4 attacks. You definitely don't want to attack him 4 times. That would be a huge waste.
No. I do think I'll
So
attack
probably
him.
the best thing to do would be attack him twice and try to see if you can kill him. If you don't want to use breath weapon, you could. That's the other thing. You could just put all the attacks on him and don't use breath weapon.
probably attack him twice
Before the end of the night,
I guess. That's what you get.
you're going to start to run out.
I'll just do 2 attacks. No breath weapon.
Okay. That's all you would get before whatever happens next anyway. And then you can always decide to take the other 2 attacks later if you want.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll a 2.
Right, 18, left 15.
Both hit. So 2d4 plus all your bonuses plus.
4.
That little 1, what was that, 4? Oh, both 4. I thought that was a 1.
So
Okay, so
7
4,
and
7, 7 and 7. Okay, he's still there. Wait, yeah, because you didn't hit him last round, so he's still there.
Wow.
Okay, he does look bad, but he's still there.
For every time I face hobgoblins, they're tougher than the last time.
That's possible, although there are only certain tribes that are like this. So it's probably just which ones you happen to run into. Okay? And then...
Well, these are the elites. They stayed with the shaman. That's my opinion.
That makes sense to me.
Any other 6s? 5s?
5.
Yes.
Okay. The champion also takes the second part of his action to 5. Are you basically trying to direct the lance toward him?
Yeah.
Okay. So what he has done, he acted in 7. He moved over and he has picked up grabbed from behind the bowman hobgoblin and he's throwing him at you. Okay. So as you are coming in, which you can do. So as you're coming in, he is throwing the bowman hobgoblin at you. If he hits you, you will not be able to hit him with the lance.
Great.
Because you'll be redirected.
What's his stat go with hobgoblin?
He missed. Okay.
It is an area of effect weapon.
It's probably an improvised throw weapon.
Okay. So he did miss with the hobgoblin. And it basically just bounces off your shield and the side of the horse and lands on the ground.
And he dies.
It doesn't look like he died. Okay. So you were in 5, you said?
Yes.
All right. So in 5 you move forward. So in 4 you would be able to strike him with the lance. The hobgoblin that's here is attacking you. And he will hit for 2 points. And roll your ride check at minus 24.
49.
Okay, still holding. And you may roll so he actually has initiative on you, but you have reach. His axe does not have reach. Not as long as a lance anyway. So you may lance him if you wish.
Technically, it's a
Attempt to. You do see that he is wearing like metal plate on his chest. He's big, heavy, muscular. And he's wielding the axe in front of him as if to try to push the lance aside from his chest, basically.
Good luck, sucker. 16.
Okay, which would hit AC.
At least -4. Let me think about any other bonuses I have. So my tobacco is 15. So that's -1. Plus 3 from strength is -4. Plus 1 from the spear is -5. Plus 1 from using a lance is -6. That doesn't I don't know what to tell you.
Is that the number, -6?
I believe so.
Okay, so you did hit. He hit the side of the lance hard with the axe as it was on the way in, but he couldn't redirect it out of the way.
He was wet.
Yeah. And so you may roll your damage.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Okay, so 5, 12, 13. Does weapon of choice have a bonus to damage? The cleric.
Check out The Moment Blood Bowl wherever you buy books. This is written by Pastor Daniel Stevenson, the longtime author and game master of Low Moon Adventures.
38.
Okay. So the lance buries deep in his chest, and he is piled backwards into the trees. The lance shatters to splinters at the midsection. You also need to make a ride check. You're now at -57.
Yeah, that's not 47.
You get hit for 50 points of damage.
Okay.
No. You take off the damage you deal as well as the damage you take.
Oh, okay. So what happens is, as you charge in, the lance is buried in his chest. I mean, you hear the impact is huge, and the bones of his chest crush. He is buried in the trees behind him. The lance is splinters, and it is thrown from your hand. You are loose in the saddle, and you and the horse impact the trees. Okay, but he is obviously dead. I mean, it took a 8-inch wide by 10-inch wide piece of his chest and pushed it out the back, basically. So
I lost a +1 spear for it, but
plus what?
+1.
Lance.
Yeah, the spear. Well, it was a long spear I was using.
Okay, so the
I
horse.
figured eventually that would be the doom of my poor.
That's what happens to lances.
Yeah.
Okay, so the horse is damaged, obviously. That when they hit a hard object like that, a lot of time their collarbone will be broken or have bad bruising in their chest. You don't know which that is.
We got magic.
You're loose in the saddle, and so when the horse goes down on his front chest and face on top of the champion, and you come over the horse's head into the trees.
Somersault.
So first of all, roll your right check again. This would be like basically get your feet under you as you're thrown from the saddle.
24.
So that made that. All right, so you will take 3 points of damage. Okay, and you wind up basically standing on top of the dead champion, but you're 2 or 3 feet into the trees.
Okay.
Which is actually probably good for you for bow fire. See, okay.
He's gonna start.
And the horse is pushing itself back up and off of him. The horse is clearly not dead or unconscious. So, all right. That was all in 5?
Yes.
All 5. So he never got to attack you once, except for the thrown hobgoblin friend. Any other 5s?
And now we have his axe of sharpness.
Okay.
So the other 5s.
Yep.
And my spear.
And I have one too. Go ahead.
And I will miss.
Okay. He returns fire. He does not miss. So 1 point.
You gotta go down there too.
Okay. Ricky, the guy on you, attacks with his first hand axe and missed. You may attack with your first hand axe.
Hurt him a lot.
You've already hurt him twice, so
7.
In the trees.
Oh, he's behind you.
that's a hit.
How did he end up over there? That's not
1, so 4.
I don't know where he went either.
Okay, he's still there. He attacks with his second hand axe, and he missed. Crank in. Go ahead.
3.
That's gonna miss.
Nothing is going right.
Okay, so while still in this round, we're just going to go ahead and take care of it now so I don't forget. He is attempting to run away. If you want to, you can attack him once for free as he runs away.
Yes.
Go ahead.
This one do something. Wrong.
Why are you not rolling in the Thor hammer?
The Thor hammer doesn't do it.
Well, it can't get any worse.
We'll take anything we can
You
get.
rolled pretty good last.
Okay, so he has run away from you. Okay, so he is making distance. But you can still throw your hand axes at his back,
I'll do that.
even before the round is over. So do you want to throw 1 or 2?
I'll throw 2.
Roll
Save
both
my
to hits.
luck. 18. 7.
8 and 7?
18. 7.
Oh, 18 is definitely a hit. 7's also a hit. They both hit.
Oh, cool.
So roll 2d6.
5 and 4.
Okay. He goes down, takes the hand axes in the back, and goes down.
I'm gonna pick up my bow.
Okay.
It's weird that we run away in the middle of combat.
He was at 1 hit point,
Oh.
and he missed both times this round, and his morale broke. I rolled a 98 on his morale, so he ran.
Okay.
Thought if he could get away, that was his only chance of living. So. Okay. Any other 5s where we were at? I just did mine. 4s. That guy's done. That guy's done. Okay. So were you, Aaron, were you riding toward the shaman?
Yes.
Okay. So even though you have not reached your initiative to attack with your weapon, you have reached here. Okay, because you don't stop riding just because it's not your initiative. Now, if something had happened that you had needed to like rapidly redirect your horse or something, you could have been in trouble, but you already pretty much had your route picked. As you reach this point, this shaman looks up at you, or which you think is a shaman now because he cast a spell at you last round. He looks up at you and he raises his hands and he says, in common, "Stop! This is all a mistake!" And you are strongly inclined to agree with him. In fact, you just realize now that he may actually be an old friend.
Okay. I'll stop.
Okay, so you're reining up the horse. Make a ride check.
12.
Okay. All right. Mind you, you haven't gotten to your initiative to attack yet. So we were going to 3.
I'm in 3.
Okay. So you still have 2 attacks left.
Yep.
He's been wounded. You hit him twice. He's in bad shape. He doesn't have any attacks left. And there's a guy over here fighting Herrick as well.
Could I attack him once and then attack the other guy with my second attack?
Probably. It'll require a dex check to rotate around Herrick.
Okay, I'll attack the guy on me.
Go for it.
16.
That's it. He's going to go down, guaranteed. Yep. Okay, so he goes down. The dagger strike takes him out. And you killed one without lightning.
Where can he go?
That's conservation. Okay. It's conserving the elements. That's what it is. Okay. All right, and then I need a dex check as you try to rotate around onto Herrick's guy.
20.
This pendant we got from
Roll
the
a dex
fairies
check.
doesn't happen to resist
Please don't
charming
stab
or
me.
anything.
What is it?
The pendant we got from the fairies.
No.
It seems to be yet to have done anything.
Because it only identifies us as friends of the fairies. I think.
Okay, I'm sorry, you made it?
You might be right.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens, you behind her, you're aware of the combat behind you, and you realize that she just took the guy down. You hear him hit the ground, and then she starts to come around you on the right, but she comes way in tight against you, and you just shunt around to keep from getting tangled up with her.
Can I spin more away from the guy than into the guy?
I mean, you can.
Yeah. I'll
There's
leave
a
it
chance
to
he
the
may.
expert.
There's a chance that he might attack you as you go.
I'm okay with that.
I'll make him make a wisdom check because he's probably concerned about her coming in. he did not make it. So I'll say that he was more concerned about her coming in than you leaving. So you rotate out. She takes your place. You do not
damage him
get,
at all?
He's taking 7.
and you do not get your extra dagger attack this time because of the confusion of almost hitting Herrick, basically.
Without the attack.
Okay. But you have taken his place, so that's good. All right, and at the very end of the round, Asterd will have his bow back in hand. And Lucas is standing. He's not on the ground. This guy's getting up. And very, very disappointed in his champion. Okay, so this guy right here is trying to run at the end of the round. Are you going to hit him free hack? Roll to hit.
17.
That'll hit.
3 plus 3 is 6.
He turns to run away and dies in the process. Okay, so this guy, and this guy are all trying to run, and it doesn't look like anybody can stop them. Okay. Although Herrick, Asterd might get shots off on them at some point. Okay. And that ends the round. Okay, you're there. Your attack did come up. However, you feel compelled to not attack because of some recollection for the individual is crying out to you.
Okay. Does it extend to his allies at this point as well, or does he have to
not to the
something?
point that you can't act, but you might be abrupt to attack somebody that might be his friend.
Okay. Then I'll stop and I'll say, a mistake? What do you mean?
Okay. All right. He says,
Look, behind you.
"We came here to free these humans, and now we are under attack by you and your friends, or you and your companions." And your mind is befuddled. You're like, that's not what I think I remember, but at the same time, it does seem to make good logical sense. Okay. All right, so we're going to go new initiative. Go ahead and make your initiative. What is your combined intelligence and wisdom, by the way?
26.
Okay. So if they attack you, you will automatically get another saving throw. If they do something that is like against your Cavalier code or that kind of thing, that also could force a saving throw. Otherwise, like with your combined intelligence and wisdom, you're due for another saving throw in like an hour. So, not real soon. All right, everybody's rolling initiative. Asterd does have his bow back at the moment. Okay, let's see. There's one Hobgoblin bowman in the middle and one guard who did not run. He probably didn't notice that the champion died. Okay. So we've got the guy in the middle. This is the bowman. The shaman has stopped chanting. Stay tuned for more Lomunian adventures.